Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and I hope you're having a happy Tuesday. If you're in the US, if you're a newsletter subscriber, you're watching this video on Monday, so I hope you're having a good Memorial Day. If you are not a subscriber of the newsletter, then you're watching this on Tuesday. And if you're in the US, I hope you had a good Memorial Day yesterday. So depending on when you watch this, I hope your Memorial Day was good if you are in the US. If not, I hope you're just having a really great Tuesday. And yes, we're going to be talking about a wrap up of my spring capsule wardrobe. I'm going to go through my pieces really quickly, and then I have a week's worth of outfits. You probably saw those over on YouTube Shorts if you were watching those, but if not, I'm putting them all together in this video and they'll be at the end. Okay, let's really quickly go through the pieces that were in my spring capsule. And I want to talk you through the ones that I found I was wearing a lot versus the ones that maybe I wasn't, which I think is a good exercise to go through at the end of each season. And then I want to talk a little bit about capsule wardrobes going forward. I'm going to change things up just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start with tops and then we'll work our way down to the jackets. Now, weather. Spring can be a weird one. Like no matter where you are, spring could either be hot, it could be cold, it could be all sorts of things. I feel like the same with fall. My spring was pretty chilly. We had a couple of really warm days. In fact, I had one day that I had to pull out some shorts that were still still stored away for the season, that I had to wear some shorts one day. A lot of times I can get away with just throwing a dress on for some of those warmer days, but a majority of my spring was pretty chilly, right up until recently even. As you're watching this, the temperature has started to get up into the upper 70s, low 80s, which is more typical for this area, but it's been chilly and the mornings are chilly. They're starting off in the 50s. So anyway, I have been wearing a lot of these pieces. I felt like temperature-wise, this wardrobe served me really, really well, other than the one day that I pulled out a pair of shorts. Okay, so to start off with, my cream Concord, I mean, this one is just, it's a cream t-shirt. I've been wearing it a ton. Yes, it will go into my summer capsule. I was looking at this. I'm about ready to retire this one and make another one, only because it's looking a little worse for wear. It's got a couple stains on it I just can't get out. I'll work on it. There's one right here in the center. I'll work on it a little bit more, but if it can't come out, it may just be time to replace it. I feel like white and cream colored t-shirts just don't stand the test of time. Like they just have to be replaced a little more frequently, which is fine. Next, my green Carlisle. This one I pulled out of the dirty clothes. It's dirty, but but other than that, it's fine. I just love this pop of color. This kind of bright spring green has been in this spring capsule. I've been loving it, clearly, like I've got green on today. It's just been a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed wearing this one as well. It's just a good bright pop of color. My striped Concord, also been worn a ton. This is just your typical, I have this in this is the 3/4 length one. I hacked it with a boat neckline, but it is the Concord t-shirt. It's my favorite t-shirt pattern. So this is my striped one with the 3/4 length sleeves. I also have a long sleeve one. And the long sleeve one's still in my wardrobe, as well as my long sleeved cream Concord. And I kind of was switching those out a little bit because again, it was chilly on some days and I needed more sleeve. Next up is my graphic t-shirt. I got this when we were in Disney World. I just really liked the colors. This is a men's 2XL that I used the Closet Core core t-shirt pattern, which is a free pattern, and recut the t-shirt, left the neckline alone, but recut the rest of the t-shirt to make myself a boxier kind of cropped-ish t-shirt. I love this. I wear it a ton. I love that hack on any kind of like event t-shirt as well. And I do have a video on that. Okay, next, my mustard Bainbridge. This is my Itch to Stitch Bainbridge. Sorry, I just snapped one. I did wear this. This worked out well with soccer games. I didn't wear this a ton, but in those early morning soccer games, this is great to throw on. My son's colors are gold and blue. So while this isn't technically the color, I felt somewhat spirit wear-ish when I wore this, but this was good for those little mornings. This is just a real fun one with my Liberty trim. Okay, next was my Stanton. This is my cashmerette navy blue Stanton. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't wear this one very often, and I think this was also in my winter wardrobe, and if you guys have been following along with my capsule wardrobe sewing, you know that I got a little depressed with my winter capsule this past year, and it was the colors mostly. I just felt really dark and drab. I really fell into the seasonal affection, affliction disorder. Why can't I ever remember the A? I don't know. It just doesn't stick in my head. I know a lot of people will be correcting me on that one. But the SAD, where you get depressed because of the cold weather and the lack of sunshine. It really affected me this past year, more so than normal. And I feel like not that I had negative connotations with this, but I was just ready to not be wearing dark colors. So even though I wore my Harper cardigan quite a few times, and with my Resolution joggers, which is a darker outfit, this didn't get pulled out very much. A couple of times, but not nearly as much as it did in the winter. So, I mean, this will come back in the fall, I'm sure. Maybe I need some bright colored, like, button-up shirts to wear underneath it, like where I have a bright pop-up. Like maybe I should have layered it over this shirt, and maybe that would have been better. But anyway, it's going to stay in my wardrobe. It was interesting to me that I didn't wear this as much as I was wearing it. But I think it does have something to do, like I had brighter colors I could choose from, and that was kind of where my brain wanted to go. Okay, next was this. This is a ready-to-wear sweater from Cabby. I love this thing. I bought this last summer and didn't get a chance to wear it much, so I was excited to bring it back out. I've worn it a ton this spring. This is it's a cotton sweater, and it's been perfect for layering. Even the one day I wore shorts, I had this on over like a t-shirt with my shorts, and it was perfect. So by the time the day got warmer, I just took it off, and it was a great layering piece. I just love the colors in this. It makes me happy. The fit on it's really fun, and yeah, I wore this one a ton. Next is my, this is the blouse. Oh my gosh. What's the pattern company that does this? Well, darn it. It just flew out of my head. It's linked down below. But the blouse is the name of the pattern. Gosh, the pattern company's just flown out of my head. Anyway, I kind of rediscovered this one. I had made this with it's a Dashwood Visco Chalet, and I'd made it part of the Minerva Ambassadors like last year, the year before, and just kind of forgot about it. And I'm so glad I rediscovered it because the fabric is beautiful. I love the fit on me. It's a great little blouse. And yes, highly recommend this pattern. If I could only remember the name of the pattern company, it's linked down below. Sorry. My brain left the building. Also wore this a ton. This is my Love Notions Rhapsody. Got worn a ton. I love this thing. I think this is also a Dashwood Chalet, Visco Chalet. I made this one last spring, I think. I love this pattern, and I've worn this top just a million times. Next is the shirt that I'm wearing, I think. Yes. This is the Cashmerette Vernon in a Lady McElroy cotton lawn. Love this shirt. I've been wearing it a ton, and I was a little worried that I had so much print going on here that would make it harder for me to get dressed. Nope. I've really been living my best dopamine life with all these bright colors this spring. Really been feeling this one, and this is a good layering piece too, just as the weather has kind of been fluctuating in and out a little bit. Okay, next, my classic white shirt. I mean, this is just a good one to have. You know, I've worn this it's my white shirt. Like, I wear this occasionally. It's good for layering. It's good for wearing as is. It's in desperate need of a good steam/iron at the moment because it just came out of the wash. But yes, I love this shirt. And then finally, two sweaters. So this is I don't hang my sweaters before anyone comes at me with my hand knitted sweaters. I only have it on a hanger for this video. This is my Abydos sweater from Lily Kate Makes that I knitted in the Miss Babs DK weight yarn. Love this thing. Now, I did notice I wore this a ton at the beginning of the spring and not so much as the spring got a little bit more temperate. I mean, this is a wool sweater, so it's not shocking. This will come back out in the fall, though, because I love this color for fall as well. But yes, I noticed that while this got worn a ton, back in March and early April, not as much late April, early May. So love this pattern, or love this knitting pattern. It's a great sweater. Now my cream colored Lincoln did get worn. I felt like when it was cooler and I needed to grab an extra layer, I was going more for my cotton sweaters, like this one and my orange one seemed to be the ones that I was grabbing a little bit more. So this is a great little pattern. It's the Lincoln by Love Notions, and I just omitted the button plackets on the side and just sewed those side seams. This was actually a sew the look that I did, gosh, last summer maybe. But this is a great little cotton sweater knit from Minerva, and I put I think it's Ponte. Yeah, I use a Ponte that matched for the cuffs and the neckband, and it makes a great little cream colored sweater. So those are all the tops that were in my spring wardrobe, and yeah, I wore them all pretty consistently. Very happy with how all those came out. Next with my pants, I had my Cashmerette Magna pants. These were the from their book, and I made these wide-legged. I don't really want to take these off the hanger. I know it's kind of hard to see the pants a little bit, but these, I wore these a little bit. These feel more like fancier trousers to me for some reason. I wore them to church a few times, but I wasn't wearing them a ton, which is a little ridiculous. These would be very cute with like my tennis shoes and that sort of thing. I feel like I'll bring these back out again in the fall, and because this is kind of a fun, more like a dark blue is a little bit better for me than an actual navy. But these could be fun to try and style in the fall, and maybe I'll make myself a challenge on styling these, bring these back out in the fall. Next are my Upland trousers. You guys have seen these a million times. If you want to see actual pictures of me in them, I kind of did that in the previous video, and I will when I was talking about my plans for spring, so I'll pop that link up to that video above, and I'll put it in the description box below. I wore these a ton. These Upland trousers are fantastic. I love this color. I wore these quite a bit, and so I don't know why my brain would pair these more casually than these, and these have an elastic back waist, so I don't know why my brain was doing that, but yeah, I wore these a ton. Okay, next, these are my Bennett pants. You have not seen this pair. You have seen my striped pair. I made these as part of my fitting class. This was my first pair, although I made no adjustments from this pair to my next pair. You're gonna see these in my outfits that I wore in a week here in just a second. I think these are gonna go on my trip with me, so because they're a linen pair of pants. Someone had a great idea. If you've ever had the issue of your linen pants like growing throughout the day, especially like the crotch seam gets real low throughout the day, the elastic helps keep the waist pretty good without growing too much. But they said, I can't remember who it was, but they asked, is there any reason we couldn't put twill tape in the crotch seam just to keep it from stretching out over the course of the day, just like I put twill tape in my waisted linen trousers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so smart, and I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna wash these. These need to be washed, and then once they've been washed and dried in the dryer, I'm going to put some twill tape in that seam so that I can hopefully get quite a few wears out of them without them getting too baggy. I'll report back. Love this pant pattern though. Again, that's the Style Art Bennett pants. So good. Next are my Ecru jeans. These are the substitute for my white jeans. These are from Everlane. I have been wearing these a ton. I'm so glad. I was not happy with my previous pair of white jeans that I had purchased. They just were a little too baggy. White jeans can be hard because you don't want them skin tight because then they look bad. But you don't want them baggy either because then that also looks bad. I'm very pleased with these. So I've been wearing these all spring. I'll keep these in my wardrobe for summer because every now and again you do want to wear a pair of pants for an event or something, and these really fit the ticket, and they're more in my color palette. And then my wide leg J. Crew jeans, I've been wearing those a ton. You'll see those in the video that's coming up. My Resolution joggers, also gonna see them. I mean, these are just like my lounge pants, so these get worn about once a week. But I had mentioned that I felt like I didn't need any more athletic type pants, like athleisure type pants. It just wasn't something I tended to grab. The athleisure pant just wasn't something I tended to grab. I mean, I do wear those like once a week, but I feel like I don't need multiple pairs. You know, like I'm fine with just my navy pair. So that was an interesting thing to to come to. But I did put in a pair of, this is the Beth stretch woven pants from Style Arc. You've not seen these yet. I made 2 pairs also for my class, my fitting class. This was the knit pant that I fit on myself for the class. But I really love these too, and they've got like a really cool detail. Now I made these in this color and also kind of this orangey rust color, as well as in an ivory color. The ivory color fit me better. I made some adjustments from this pattern, but these still fit me pretty good. And yeah, I think I'm not grabbing these as much though, but I think it's the color. I think once fall rolls around, I'll probably wear these a ton. I probably should have put the ivory ones in instead, because I wanted a pair of ivory ponte pants just for, you know, my spring and summer. But these were the ones I put in my spring capsule, and I probably should have flip-flopped that. It's the same pair of pants though. So these we'll probably see, and I'll talk more about this pant pattern probably more in the fall. So stay tuned. And then finally with bottoms, my Meadow Overalls by Lydia Naomi. Absolutely love these. I need these in more fabrics, more linens. I would wear these every day. The only problem with these is that they are light colored, so you can't wear, and they're not see-through, but I'm limited in the shirts I can wear underneath it, because if it's too dark of a color, you can see where my shirt stops. Kind of type thing, like you can see the shadowing behind. So I'm really limited to wearing like nude to me colored shirts underneath it, or ivory that kind of match the fabrics that are on there. But that's the only complaint that I have against these. I do love the gingham, and I'm so glad I used this gingham for this pair, because I think this pair is wonderful. Yeah, they're super comfortable. Yeah, oh, I can't say enough good things about this pattern. And then for my dresses, I've got this isn't a dress, but it fit a spot for my dresses. This is my Zadie jumpsuit. I just talked to you guys about this on Friday. Been wearing this a ton. Just great, easy breezy. It's a fun pop of color. Absolutely love this. I mean, my Itch to Stitch Celeste dress, I'm so glad that I've made this in a lightweight denim, because I wear this all the time. Now, this is probably more of a cool toned, more of a cool toned color. It's perfect for my daughter for a summer color palette, but I feel like a bright enough lipstick. I mean, I feel blue is kind of one of those colors you can cheat on with color palettes, because everyone has some yellow in their skin, so blue looks good on everybody. Some blues look better on different skin tones than other blues do, of course. But I feel like you can kind of fudge it a little bit. I feel that way with teal as well. But anyway, I still wear this a ton, and I feel like if I have a bright enough pop of color on my lips, that I can definitely pull this off. This is just a great dress. I just wear it all the time. It goes with everything. And then finally, I have my 4 toppers or 4 jackets. My Love Notions Metro Blazer. I just washed this thing. I mean, this thing gets worn all the stinking time, like year round. I love this pattern, and I love this one in particular. It just goes all seasons. My Coda jacket, which has come in perfect for walks with my husband, because the weather has been fluctuating, and this has been absolutely perfect for all of those. It's got nice deep pockets. I can throw my phone in there. Absolutely love this little jacket. Tried and true Harper cardigan, just like with the Metro Blazer. This thing has been worn all spring long, and will continue to be like a layer throughout the summer. I mean, at some point, it's getting really pilly, and I'm going to have to replace this at some point with a different navy blue one, or maybe a dark blue instead. But yeah, it's just such a great pattern. And then finally, my Canton. This, again, worked much better. This is my Cashmere Canton. I wore this a ton in early spring. So when I still really needed a jacket, once we kind of got out of that like hardcore, I haven't been wearing it as much recently, but yes, in March and April, I was wearing this all the time. It was my go-to jacket, the jacket I would just grab and wear over everything. So glad I made it in this color. It's just a really fun pop, and it makes me happy every time I've got it on. So there we go. That's kind of my spring capsule, how I felt about everything, and all that throughout. We're going to take you here in just a second to a week's worth of outfits and how I paired those. But before, I just want to talk about, I think I'm going to make a couple changes to how I do my spring capsules. I'm going to continue sending out the capsule checklists. to the newsletter subscribers. I'm going to continue doing that, but I think I'm going to shift the timeline a little bit. I'll be doing summer kind of late, actually, just the way things are falling with videos on the channel and stuff. But I think I'm going to do falls like in July. So you'll see like my fall plans in July. And then go ahead and send these out for fall and or spring, because I'll send out a spring one too if you're going into spring, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. That way it gives us a little bit more time to sew things up for that upcoming season. I had been kind of following a little bit more of the everyday style capsules, and I'm going to continue buying those because I love the grid work for that. But now I feel like I've purchased enough of those capsules that I can kind of get a broad idea. Also, I have a lot of things already in my wardrobe. And I don't really stick with her color palette too much anyway. I kind of go my own way with the color palette because I know what my color palette is. So I think I'm okay to go rogue a little bit. And then when fall does get here, I'll do another here's my fall wardrobe. So a fall plans wardrobe in July, and then come September, I'll do a here is my fall wardrobe. And then later in the fall, I'll do more of a, I may even do more than a week. Like here's a month worth of outfits or what, maybe not a month, but here's, a couple weeks worth of outfits or whatever, so that you can see a little bit more of how I'm actually wearing the capsule. So let me know if that makes better sense. I think it does, just because we all make our clothes, and we want to take our time, and people have jobs, they're not everyone's sewing around the clock like I am. So I thought that might be helpful. Obviously not in time for summer, so I'll go ahead and do summer like I have been doing it, but then you'll see fall like right after that. So yeah, let me know down below if that sounds good to you. Okay, I've been blabbing at you for quite a while. Let's go take a look at what I wore this past week, and kind of how I'm wearing it and what I was doing that day to kind of made my decision to wear that outfit. I also used the calendar that came with my capsule wardrobe, everyday style, which is very, very helpful. I find that very helpful, and it continued to be helpful this time as well. All right, guys, I'll take you over to see my outfits, and I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will be back on Friday to show you the outfits that I've made, the 3 things that I made for my daughter for our upcoming trip. I've got that video on Friday. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you on Friday. Bye. Time of season, spring capsule weekly outfits with my spring capsule wardrobe. Have some business appointments today. I'm wearing my Liesl & Co. classic shirt with my Itch to Stitch Upland trousers and a pair of Target loafers. Makes a great little business casual outfit to go meet with the accountant later today. So here's day 1 of a week's worth of outfits. Hello and happy Tuesday. Day 2 outfit of my spring capsule. I have on my Ecru Everlane jeans. This is my Concord, Cashmere Concord with the hacked boat neck neckline. And I've got, I'm in the house most of the day today, but for going out, I've got my Everlane heeled mules that give a pop of color and match my watch band. So yeah, no makeup today because I am going to be spending the day in the sewing room. All right, guys, that is it for day 2. See you tomorrow. Hey, happy Wednesday, everyone. Day 3. It is the end of the day, or end of my work day, so looking a little bit rumpled. I am in my Meadow, my Lydia Naomi Meadow overalls, cashmerette, long sleeve shirt, because it was a little chilly today, even though the long sleeve one isn't technically in my spring capsule, the short sleeve one is, but it was a little chilly, so I wanted a longer sleeve. And then my Nikes for a little pop of color. I have been so long filming, so I'm down in my filming studio right now. So there's today's outfit. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy day 4. Today is Thursday, day 4 of my what I wore in a week. These, you guys haven't seen these yet, actually. These are my new Style Art Bennett pants. I made them in the stripe as well. This was my first pair, but the same adjustments, because I made this as my wearable muslin, and I made 0 adjustments to the red pair. I love these. They're in a rust-colored linen from the fabric store down in New Zealand. And then I've got it paired with my Rhapsody from my Love Notions Rhapsody. And I'm just loving all the color. Just got slippers on today. I'm filming a sew along again and doing a lot of prep work down here in the sewing room today. So I'll probably go outside at some point because it is sunny and it feels good out there. So I'll take a walk. All right. But here is day 4, and I got some new shoes that I can't wait to show you guys that I'll probably wear on the walk. All right, that's all I've got for today. Happy day 5 of my spring capsule wardrobe. I'm not wearing any Me Made today. Well, this t-shirt we got when we were on vacation, and I liked the colors on it, and I bought a men's 2X maybe, and then cut it down to a boxy t-shirt for myself. So I did alter the shirt, but it's just kind of my fun graphic tee and my spring capsule. The jeans are ready to wear, and I've got my Nikes on with this. I've actually been ill today, so this is me not at my best, but now I got to get up and get going because we've got kids events this evening. So hope you guys are having a great Friday, a little better than mine, and I will see you all again tomorrow. Bye. Hello, happy day 6. It is Saturday. I am pulled my table in here. I am cutting out a blazer and it's taking forever. I've been doing it all day. But I've got on my Love Notions Resolution joggers, my Cashmere Carlisle with my Sinclair Patterns Harper cardigan. So just a very easy, relaxing outfit because I've been on my feet cutting out, and now I'm going to start sewing. Even though we're almost through the day, see how much I can get sewn on this blazer today. All right, I hope you guys are having a good one. See you tomorrow. Hello, happy day 7. This is Sunday. I am wearing, you guys have not seen this yet. This is the Zadie jumpsuit, the Paper Theory Zadie jumpsuit, and a Minerva viscose, one of their exclusive prints, and some new shoes. I'm going to be telling you more about this on Friday. This coming Friday, and more on these shoes. I've got a sponsored post that's coming up, and oh my gosh, guys, I can't wait to tell you about it. Okay, so anyway, going to church today. This is what I'm wearing. It is so comfortable. I will wear this all day long. It's a little chilly out today, but this is very breathable because it's the viscose. So there we have it. This is day 7. This is the week, everything that I wore this week from my spring capsule. Hope you've enjoyed it.